Anyone relying solely on a certificate of study is only playing with his future.
I'm telling you.
Extra skills are a necessity in Nigeria of today.
See, there is more to degrees than certificates. It is not all about certificates. What is more is your delivery. Now, having learned all these things in 5 years, 4 years, then what can you do with it?
What can you offer?
What can you offer? What are you bringing to the table?
As the economy is saying in Nigeria, you cannot be arrogant. Every kind of pride must be swallowed. Me, I'm a graduate of engineering. I'm a graduate of this. I cannot go and do craft. One cannot be proud if you actually want to make a difference. Maybe to learn needs humility.
Beyond the classroom, let me say, it's a classroom in itself.
Exactly.
Beyond the school, it's a school in itself. Life after school is characterized by a lot of intricacies.
Yeah, good morning, our viewers. You are very much welcome once again to another podcast. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever and whenever you are watching us. I welcome you once again to today's podcast with another wonderful guest of mine. If you may recall, our channel is devoted to talking to youth on how to navigate the future in the correct way. So today, I have a brother and a friend who will share with us, our youths, our graduates, fresh graduates, core members, on the best approach, being someone who has passed through this road before, to give us some hints or some keys on how to navigate properly. The good things he experienced, that we may experience them. The pitfalls he also had, that we may also escape them, as the case may be. So I will employ us to please help me to welcome a brother and a friend, Dr. Samson Olaniyi. Good morning. Please, I want you to greet our viewers and welcome them to another podcast.
All right, distinguished viewers out there, I welcome you to this podcast hosted by our own brother, Professor Sheye Adeleke. You are welcome to this Beyond the Beyond the Classroom. I am Samson Olaniyi, a reader in mathematics. I work with the Department of Mathematics at Lautech. You are welcome.
Thank you. So you can see that something you should have noticed, we have been bringing professionals in their various fields to talk to youths, to talk to our viewers. So this morning we have a mathematician in the house. Maybe I'm going to calculate some things, I don't know yet, but we have a mathematician in the house who will do some mathematical justice to some of the issues that we raise. Firstly, Dr. Olaniyi, you are a mathematician. Can we say this is what you set out to be? Or what prompted the choice of your career? Let our youth know.
All right, thank you, Prof. For me, I would say it's a kind of a passion, intentionality, love, and strong affinity, kind of an inclination to mathematical sciences, right from my
Childhood.
let's say O-level, childhood. So I have that strong affinity for mathematical sciences. So it was a passion for me. Now, you know, the scripture tells us that a man's heart plans his way, but God orders his step.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I set out at the first instance. I applied for this JAMB. So I opted for science education. You know, science generally has been my, my area. So it happened that I chose University of Ibadan for science education because I like to impart knowledge. So the word education, for my own knowledge, okay. Before I can impart knowledge, then I must go through education field. So, and it turned out that I changed my course of study to LAUTECH, to Lauderdale Capital University of Technology, where I deliberately chose pure and applied mathematics. So, in the turn of events, so we graduated, and from there, I went back to the University of Ibadan for my master's degree and what's it called? The PhD degree. So, to answer that question succinctly, is that it's a passion, the love, the drive for that particular course, mathematics. So, it has to be a kind of what you know how to do best. So, and that's why I chose it deliberately.
That means the factor of driving force right from time. I mean, just unilateral. This is mathematics.
Yes.
I love it and I pursue it.
Exactly.
All right. Now, see, based on this, before I go to the next question, quickly. Now, there could be people out there who are currently in mathematics, who are thinking, oh, mathematics, let me just graduate. What do you think, aside being in the education industry, the knowledge industry, can you give our viewers what other areas, what other industries can they work having a maths degree?
Okay.
Aside being a teacher or a lecturer?
Thank you very much for that question. In fact, that's an interesting one. You see, it is so important for anyone who wants to pursue a career to first understand what are the career prospects
Exactly.
for studying a course before you make a choice.
Very important.
It is very, very important. So, aside being in a classroom, teaching or being a professor, as it were, so there are a lot of things that you can do with mathematics. Now, if you study mathematics and you graduate with that mathematics degree, you can be an economist. You can work as an economist. You can work in budgetary and planning ministry. So you can be a stockbroker. You can be a financial trader. You can be a programmer. They need you in the industry. You can be a programmer. You can be a data scientist with mathematics. You can be whatever you want to be. You can even be an engineer. You can delve into engineering, because before you can become an engineer, you must
succeed with that mathematics.
It's the background. So you can be a lot of things. You can be a banker. You can work in a bank. You can be a chartered accountant as a mathematician. So quite different areas of human endeavors where mathematics are applicable. You know, mathematics is the bedrock, and with that mathematics, you can delve into different industries. So economist, financial trader, financial expert. You can be a quantity surveyor. You can be a land surveyor.
So the list is actually endless.
I'm telling you,
because which discipline are you not going to involve mathematics?
Yes.
Even as a pastor, we need to know the more people in your congregation. You can really calculate, okay, how much like that. I think the list is endless and it's quite instructive. Our viewers out there, please, if you are thinking of pursuing a career in mathematics, please do. You are not limited in what you can actually achieve as a career from mathematical science. All right, now let's move a little bit out, beyond mathematics.
Yeah.
Now, we have youths who they say power belongs to them, the future belongs to them. I don't know how true that is in Nigeria, especially in Nigeria. The future belongs to the youths, like that. Because you see, the youths today, our youth leader are those in their 70s. Currently in Nigeria, 70, 80, those are the youth leaders that we have. And then the future belongs to the youth. I don't know when it actually belongs to them. It is well. Now, our youths, our final year students, our fresh graduates, what advice can you give from your experience on career choice? Okay. You know, you told us your own story now, mathematics, passion like that. What can you tell our youth? Those are some people at the value of decision right now, not knowing what to do. You know, in my department there was a guy who was torn between finishing 500 level after an extra year though, and going to the music as a career. He didn't want to finish the degree. So, what can you give as advice for career choices?
Yes.
For our youths?
Thank you, sir, Prof. The first thing first is identifying. As a matter of fact, I want to start from prospective students. Yeah.
That before you even enter
yes,
the
enter
university.
the university level. It is very important for you to identify what subject you are good at. It is called self-assessment. You need to examine yourself. Am I good in this subject? You see, nobody knows you more than yourself. Even your parents, they don't know you more than
you know yourself.
You know yourself. So it's so important. So self-examination first. If you can, first of all, examine yourself. Now, then, like I said the other time, identifying the career prospects for studying a course before you make a choice is so important. Now, it is also important for you to pursue a career path that aligns with the subject that you are good at. It will be like a walk in the park to you by the time you are now practicing. So that one is very certain. That's the foundational level. Now to the final year students on career choice. You see, I will advise that you make the most of this final lap. Final year, if you are in a conventional university, you may be in 500 level, 400 level. So you make the most of this final lap to, prepare yourself for the task ahead. It is so important. During the school, there is what they call internship.
Yeah.
The student industrial work experience, like a 6 months, some 3 months. What knowledge have you acquired during that time? What knowledge have you acquired? What skills have you acquired? You should ask yourself. Now, at final level, which is the final year when you are writing your project, as a matter of fact, your final project may be the point of question at the interview. They say, okay, you are you are a graduate of so discipline. Can you tell us about your project? That may even be the last question that they will ask you. So make the most of that time. And building your curriculum vitae is so important. You can start building your CV from now. Don't wait until you finally graduate. So it's so important for you to build your CV so that you make yourself sellable. So I will speak to the fresh graduates on the career choice. You see, this thing may get into your head that I'm a graduate. You see, there is more to degrees than certificates. There is more to degrees than certificates. I used to tell my students, it is not all about certificates. So now, what is more is your delivery. Now, having learned all these things in 5 years, 4 years, then what can you do with it?
What can you offer?
What can you offer? What are you bringing to the table? It is very important. So it is important for you also, as you are also preparing for the NYSC, that is the NYSC scheme, National Youth Corps. So now, some people get job from that platform. You can use the NYSC period to maximize opportunity for career path. I know quite a number of our graduates who are retained after their service. So where they served the nation. It is important to build on your character. Character is so important. They may use that, okay, this man is of good character. Let us retain him in our industry. So character is important.
Very, very important.
Very, very important. Somebody said that capacity will open door for you. But character will keep that door open.
Keep you there.
So it is important for you to build on your character. I know quite a number of, don't let me say quite a number this time around. I know few talented guys, scholars, who lost opportunity because of character deficit. Our character is so important. You can have a first class, you can have second class upper, you can have
character.
But without character, you cannot be retained in that career. So you need to work on your character. Character is so important. So let me stop there.
So deep, so deep. It's in the world of today. It's very possible to get to the height through whatever means, straight or crooked.
Exactly.
But no matter how you get there, with that character, you come down.
You come down.
You will come down. So please, once again, I want you to click the bell button, subscribe, and then please like and share. All right. Now, if I'm not mistaken, you have some years in this your career now. Can you back in time? Can you see, is there a skill that you wished you had access to back in time? That you wish I had while in school, prior to graduation? Or do you feel any regret for not having that skill? Since you cannot turn back the hand of time.
Definitely. Thank you for that question. You see, if I won't think twice to answer that question, because back then I did not have access to personal computer. I did not have access to personal computer, so my inability to get computer caused a lot of things for me. What I wished
You are acquired through the possession.
That thing is programming language. You know, programming language, theoretically we were taught C, Pascal, C++, JavaScript, Fortran. So, but
without the
system you cannot perform optimally.
There is no way.
So that programming language was that answer for me. No, I was unable to get programming language. So my inability to have personal computer inhibited me from having adequate programming language skills. And I needed it in my field to enhance my work. So now you ask if we have the regret or something. No regret at all, because at the end of the day, I was able to navigate through that getting. By the time I got my laptop, so I was able to navigate through those things. So the required programming languages that I needed to enhance my work, so I was able to learn them. So now it's a beautiful story. So like, for example, now some of the programming language needed in our field, you must be very sound if you want to get good output in your research work. You must be very sound in MATLAB, in the use of MATLAB.
Yeah.
So MAPU is another one. LaTeX is a software used for typing mathematical equations to make it more beautiful. So recently I joined a 2-hour online program where I learned Python. So for me to be able to fit data and to my model. So we have a mathematical model and you can fit it with data in order to get robust results.
So you need Python.
So we need Python as language. So those are the language, those things that are required for me. So that answer, to answer that question succinctly, is that programming language was
the skill you wished you knew
back then. So in the event of time, I was able to navigate through it. And
that's a very good one. You know, back then we were in school, the MATLAB was kind of a strange word then.
Very strange.
It seemed we never even had it. It was actually when I was about my higher degree that it came personal contact face to face with MATLAB, which I never saw at undergraduate level. But you know, at whatever level, you just need to build up yourself. You need to upgrade yourself if you must make a difference. That's it. So our viewers out there, please, you had him, the skill he wished he knew. Please, some of us are still young. We still have a long time ahead of us. Please, as much as we can, let's acquire skills. I was talking to one of my students who is on IT currently. That this is a place, so we want to go there. So say, Oga, number one is money. I don't have phone. I'm already targeting the IT money for phone. But where I'm sending you to, there won't be a dime. He first grumbled. I eventually said, well, skill will uplift you. By the time you acquire sufficient skill, you'll be able to get many phones later.
Definitely.
But if you go after phone now without skill, the phone will get spoiled though. The skill too, nothing. You lose in two places. But why don't you go for the skill first? Eventually, she obeyed me. She's currently working at Transmission Company Nigeria in Oshobo. They won't pay her, but she will learn quite a lot. So please, skill as an alternative. Definitely. You just cannot do but acquire skills. All right. Now, looking at Nigeria, the giant of Africa, and looking at our economic realities, where we were prior to 2015, and where we are now. Do you think there's hope? That's one. Then for someone to be relevant, our prospective graduates, our prospective core members, some of them have lost faith in Nigeria. They really find it hard to believe anything good can come out of another side. Do you think there's any skill you can advise them to acquire to navigate the troubled waters of our economy in Nigeria? People like us, we have, thank God, we see open Monday. But any slight opportunity, they want to get out. Is there any skill you can actually advise that will make them relevant currently? Looking at how things are in Nigeria, employment-wise, what can we give our yet to graduate, fresh graduates, core members, and prospective core members themselves, youth generally?
Okay, thank you, Prof. The skills are endless. I'm going to start with what is trending now: artificial intelligence. Use of artificial intelligence. You can use that to design, a lot of things. So you can use AI to do graphic designs, and with that you can design things for people and market it to the outside world. So the use of artificial intelligence, the importance of it cannot be overemphasized. It's so important. Let's move to the remote jobs that we have, still on the use of the computing system. If you look at remote jobs, we have quite a number of our graduates who are online tutors. Are you following my point? They are online tutors. They teach online and earning a lot of money. You can make use of remote jobs. Am I communicating? Sure. So content writing is one of those skills that you can acquire, that you can make use of remote jobs. Content writing, what other thing that can I mention here? You can, yes, let's go to craft making. What about craft making? Craft making is so important. There are quite a number of ladies. In fact, there was this particular economic summit that we had in Ogumosho recently. I saw my classmate. She is the CEO, chief executive of textile making industry. She displays some of her works to the outside world. Come and see jewelry, bag making, jewelry making, bags, and a lot of things that she did. Textile art. What about sewing? As a matter of fact, some of our graduates are best tailors or best designers in Ogumosho. As a matter of fact, in this town that we have some students who are into laundry service outfits. The best laundry service outfits that you can have in Ogumosho here are our students, our graduates. And they are still also doing their side job, and at the same time, it's also fetching them money. They are employers of labor. And at the same time, they are also studying and going for further studies. What's it called? The master's or PhD. Why doing that as a skill, side skill? Painting is another thing. Painting of houses, mixing of paint together, making chemicals, using chemicals to make paints and painting. So it's a skill that you can acquire. What about data analytics skills? We have some graduates of mathematics as we speak today. They are making their millions. How? Because they learn SPSS. SPSS, how they are software that can be used for data analysis. And hardly will you see anywhere that people are not engaged in projects. So they will need data. So they need to analyze the data. So, and to analyze data now, they are charging them a kind of nothing less than 200,000 naira for a data analysis. If you are charging somebody 200,000 naira for a data analysis, and imagine having you to analyze 5 projects. So 5 times 200, that is 1 million. You make your million. And yet, it's not as if that you are in a place of work that somebody is employing you. You are employing yourself as the side. And at the same time, you'll be doing your own work as maybe you are going for further studies. So learning those things, SPSS, how data analytics skills is so important for one to learn in this age. Let's look at what is obtainable again in reality. The Aso Rock, the presidency, they want to shift from national grid
to off-grid.
They want to make use of
Solar
energy powered infrastructure, spending like 17 billion. I read it recently. So they are disconnecting from national grid. What does that tell us? It's telling you that the national power infrastructure cannot be relied upon. So people are now switching to renewable energy source. What does that tell us, our graduates? You can learn how to install, just navigate. You can learn how to install solar energy power.
Solar power.
So that in the next maybe 2 or 3 months, you can learn that. How do I install solar energy, solar panel installation? How do I make use of that one? So then you can start working, getting contracts around. When you get contracts, people you'll be connecting, you'll be installing for people. So, and they charge in millions for you to install solar panel in your house to power your house. You have to pay in millions. So those skills can be acquired while you are waiting for your choicest, career.
And the skill may even be your only choice career. And by the time you are established in it, and it begins to expand, you don't even think that you don't have a job.
Definitely.
You're so busy that you can even remember, am I looking for a job? Somebody who analyzes data of someone for 5 people per month, for example.
1 million.
So what is he looking for? Because he still has time to do other things aside the data analysis.
Definitely.
So I think because our viewers, he has spoken a lot in that area. And one thing I want to add is that as the economy is saying in Nigeria, you cannot be arrogant. Every kind of pride must be swallowed. Me, I'm a graduate of engineering. I'm a graduate of this. I cannot go and do craft. I'm going to learn solar instruction from someone as young as my son or something of that nature. One cannot be proud if you actually want to make a difference. Maybe to learn needs humility. So please, there are a lot of skills we can learn. Because really, anyone relying solely on a certificate of study is only playing with his future.
I'm telling you.
Extra skills are a necessity in Nigeria of today.
Yes.
So our viewers, please, I hope you are still with us. Please, any question, comment you have, I'll put it within the comment section of our channel. Remember to share, to subscribe to our channel, and like our videos. Okay, now, prospective core members or current core members, do you have any advice for them? You know, 1 year youth service looks like a year of free money. You don't apply for the job.
Yes.
Government gives you the job as soon as you graduate. And they pay you monthly. Some corpers don't have that mindset of thinking beyond the alawi. So that's why as soon as they finish, at the 10th or 11th month, they are already jittery. What happens? What happens after NYSC? Is there anything you can tell our prospective core members or our current core members who are about finishing their service on life after? Because some don't even think about it until it comes on them. So Mudipari. So anything for...
All right, thank you, Prof. You know, beyond the classroom, let me say, it's a classroom in itself.
Exactly.
Beyond the school, it's a school in itself. Life after school is characterized by a lot of intricacies. So the youth core members or prospective one, what they are looking for is that they are looking for pleasure. Yes, I have gotten this degree. Then the next thing for me is to start making money. It doesn't happen that way. Now, to go back to your question first and foremost, while I was serving, I was already thinking of what next after service. I was contributing I was saving some amount of money to obtain master's degree form. I got that money. Eventually, it was another person that paid for my master degree form. So the money that I saved was a kind of added advantage for me. So I want to advise NYSC core members, or let me, as it were, core members, that they should maximize the year of service. They should maximize the year of service to prepare that grant for them after the school, after service, after the year of service. It is so important for them. Otherwise, they will just be rambling around life or inside life. Let me use that word. Because life is full of intricacy. My advice to them is, I will also say that they need to be patient. They should not, some are looking for their for the job, for job. They thought they are going to get the job as quickly as planned. While some get the job while they are serving. As a matter of fact, my wife served in the bank and got that job in the bank because of character. I spoke of character the other time. Character is so important. And being patient is another key, because they may think that they are getting it straight away and it will not come that way.
Exactly.
So they should learn to start small. Our scripture tells us that the beginning may be small, but the end shall increase greatly. So those things. So they need to understand that after working, after doing your NYSC, as a matter of fact, there is more to it than made the high. So being patient, number one, is so important for them to be patient. And number two, they should work on their character, because character will make you to get the job as fast as even more than what you can think, more than what you think.
More than the skill.
More than the skill. So it's so important for them to do that. So National Youth Service Corps is a platform for you to maximize a lot of things before you now go to the outside world.
Even the Alawi,
you maximize it. So thank you.
Thank you so very much. Please, our present corps members, our fresh graduates who are waiting for call-up, and our corps members who are planning to round off their service. Please, no matter how short or how long you say you have left, let's maximize it. The NYC is an opportunity created by the federal government for you to maximize. We cannot change it. It's a law guiding it. We cannot change it. As soon as you graduate, once you are below 30, you are required by law to go for it. So let's maximize it. As much as possible, let's acquire skills. Our place of deployment, let's think of, is there a problem I can solve in that area?
Definitely.
Even during the service, can I serve? Because true wealth comes from service. Not money that you get without offering service, is it that armed robbery or yahoo? Real wealth comes from offering service. So you can think of the environment. What do they lack here? Understand? So please, so that by the time you finish service, you just continue in that line. I tell my students, my final year students who are actually my project students, I tell them, I always give topics that you can reproduce, topics that you can replicate, so that by the time you graduate, NYS, you can think of that particular project. Can I think it? Can I present it in this area I am? So I think you can do that. You don't need to do it for a job after service. That becomes your point of contact, your first point of call, your first million comes from there. So please, it's very important, very instructive that you maximize and 1 year. But some people discover themselves during that period.
Definitely.
While some people waste the whole 1 year and say, so the buy on here. All the time, it is well. All right, so we are moving on. Now, let's drift a little bit away from advice to career to choice. Let's go home. Because no matter how good a scholar is, if he's bad at home, he's a bad scholar. Because we've seen people who transfer the aggression from home on their students, which is not fine. So home should, because no matter what, you get a promotion, it still goes back home. You are sacked. The first way you go is home. It's home. So what now? Being a father yourself, is there any advice and then from experience you give to upcoming fathers? Our production team for this session, the upcoming fathers and themselves.
Prospective fathers.
Prospective fathers. What advice do you give them? By the time the people say, man, a man must hustle, a man must struggle, a man must provide. How do you advise fathers to balance their career and their home?
Thank you, Prof, for that question. You see, my advice to the prospective fathers is very simple. I will say first and foremost, you have to look before you leap. Before you get into marriage, you need to do some calculations. You need to plan. And after planning, then you leave that to God. You know, our scriptures tells us again that you commit your works to the Lord and your ways will be established. It is very important. If you get it wrong at the point of marriage, you are not likely to manage both home and career effectively. If you get it wrong at the point of marriage, you are not likely to effectively manage your home and career. You know, balancing career and home is not a child's play. It's not a child's play. And you need to get it right from home. If your home is not sweet, they say it in Yoruba, if the indoor is not sweet, the outdoor will be like a dung hill. So, and it takes two to tango. It takes two to tango. You are going to agree with me. Because if you don't have good partner that you reason together, you work together, and you share vision with, then you are not likely to get your home and your career to be a success. One of the key things here is that openness, collaboration, shared responsibility, they are essential to effectively managing one's home and career. So getting it right from the beginning, if the foundation is destroyed, there is nothing you can build on it. You cannot have a good career, you cannot have good home if you don't have good partner. So you must make sure, prospective fathers, you must make sure that you look for somebody that will share vision with you. In other words, don't marry somebody whose vision you are not going to align yourself with. So when you have shared vision, then you can go far. Can two work together except they be agree? No. You cannot work hand in hand with somebody if you are not going to the same direction. It is so important for you. So getting it right from the foundational level, prospective father, who to marry, it will go a long way in ensuring an effective management of home and career. So marriage is so key.
Very important.
Very, very important.
So that means if you don't have it, except you have said to be a father, if you are not a father,
yes,
you don't have a home. I'm not saying a house.
Home.
If you don't have a home, you cannot have a career, a successful career. They say if you want to run fast, run alone. If you want to go far, go together. So really, it's because if you have a wife, if you marry a competitor rather than a partner, forget you're in trouble. There is no move you want to make. You will see that you are competing with him. You want to leave me behind. You want to leave me behind. I want to do PhD. I'm doing my own. I want to go for myself. I'm doing my own. I'm going to we are going together.
Great crisis.
Serious one. So it's to keep home and boy together, home and career together. There is for the agreement. Marry your partner. Not make a competitor. Don't marry a naga. If there's something like that, someone naga, that should be a naga. If that English is correct. All right. So very important because there is a need to have that so that one will not suffer. If one suffers against the career, it's going to be a problem. And if career also suffers, there will be nothing for the home. So the two of them work hand in hand to do what is expected. Now, we are trying to round off now. And there's one very important thing you talk about. And before that, please, our viewers, Subscribing or liking our channel cannot bite you. Subscribe, share, and like it. All right. Some parents and their children are in constant conflict about what they want to do futuristically. The father will say, I want my son to be the first doctor in my family. The guy says, I am made to be a musician. The father says, as long as I pay your fees, as long as you are under my roof, you do what I want. So that conflict rages. The child wants this, but the parents wants that. If it's even worse, mother will want one, father will want one, child will want another. A three-pronged fight.
Three-dimensional.
A three-dimensional fight. As a father who also is in the knowledge industry, what counsel? Because we see that in our department as advisors to our students. Now, as a father who is in the knowledge industry, like where you are, what counsel will you give such parents, also such kids?
Thank you, Prof. The choice of course of study is very, very important.
Very, very important.
Because it will go a long way to shaping that person in life. So, the course of choice of study should always be based on that student performance in the prerequisite subjects at O level. It is not about, I am your father, I want you to be like this. I want you to be a lawyer. That's what my father wanted me to be, as a matter of fact.
A lawyer.
Yeah, 2 years ago, I was talking with my biological father. I asked him, what career would you have chosen for me if you had the opportunity, if you had the chance? He said, he didn't mince word. He said, lawyer. So I said, lawyer? What is the connection between me being a science student and going to law path? No, there is no connection. So the choice of career should always be determined. Should always be determined by student performance in the prerequisite subject leading to that career at ordinary level of study. So now, parents should be very careful in enforcing or compelling their children to go for a profession. You may like a subject, you may like a profession, but what about the student? What about the children? You can get a career for somebody, but that person is the one that will execute the work. So why are you forcing your ward or your children to follow one career path when he or she is deficient in some prerequisite subject? For example, you want your child to become a medical student, and that person is struggling to get 40% in biology at O level. He's struggling to get 40%. That pass, let my people go. That child is struggling to have let my people go in biology, and yet you want to force that child to study medicine or medical related courses. No, it will not add up. So it is the students or children that know themselves. If you know yourself, that's why I said self-examination is important. Self-examination is so important in anything you want to do. So parents can only serve as a guide. Okay, this is the path I think you should go. And if you are following this path, these are the subjects you need to pay attention to. You must excel in this subject before you can follow this career path. If a student is struggling with mathematics and you want him to go and do electrical engineering, he will not do it. In fact, the first thing that will scare him out is mathematical engineering mathematics. By the time you ask him to differentiate and do calculus, he will run away. So that is so important. We have to know our world's what's that called? Our world's potential, our world's performance before we start saying that you should go to this profession. Like, there is something that somebody told me something. He said there is nothing more satisfying than following one dreams. It is called fulfillment. There is nothing more satisfying than following your dreams. That thing is called fulfillment. A general in Nigeria Army who retired as a general in Nigeria Army once got, just recently, July 2025, obtained his PhD in mathematics. So they posed the question to him that, you are a general in Nigeria Army, why are you doing a PhD in mathematics? He said, fulfillment. That now I am fulfilled because I studied mathematics initially. After my first degree, he was talking, I'm quoting the man. After his first degree in mathematics, so he got this job in Nigeria Army. So he dumped his first love, mathematics. So he left mathematics for Nigeria Army. So he rose through the ranks to become general in Nigeria Army. I'm talking of Dr. Ola Orisamalade. So he got to University of Ilorin to do his PhD. So, and just last year, he badged his PhD in mathematics. He now said, I am now fulfilled. I was like, a general in Nigeria Army, just saying that he is now fulfilled after getting his degree in mathematics. So, we don't need to force students. We don't need to force our children. Let them pursue their dreams. So, it is always good for them to do that.
It's good. It's good. A fulfillment that you are forced to have may not be real. Will not be real. There's a story I heard of a student whom the parents forced to go for medicine because he wanted to obey his parents. He went for it. But on the day of induction, he just rose up, picked up the certificate, went to his father. That you wanted me to do this. This is for you. He went back to study the music his heart wanted to study.
You see now.
He wasted those years. He refused to practice.
That's the power of fulfillment.
As a medical personnel. Now, there's this other thing that just dropped when you were talking.
Yes, sir.
A lot of things have happened to the educational sector. So you mentioned something like the subject of interest at the O levels. But a lot of parents that go all out to do runs for their children, to have all A's at the O levels. Like a pseudo kind, fake life, fake success. And they go on like that. What do you say to those parents that are, whatever it takes, their children at the secondary school, they jump a year.
Yes, now.
Primary school, they will jump a year. University, they meet lecturers like that for their children.
Yes.
What do you say?
I will say that such parents are only digging grave
For their children.
for their children. You see, any attempt for you to jump the process, any attempt for you to jump the process is an attempt for you to jump into the pit. Pleasure before labor will lead one to pressure. And
That's the truth.
that person will eventually end in horror. Parents should not drag their children beyond the limits. If you are pushing your children to do things beyond the strength of that children, the children will just faint one day. How will you as a parent attempt to pass through shortcuts just because you want your child to be this or that? You are making that child to follow the crowd. If you follow the crowd, you may end up being lost in the crowd. So my advice to such parents is that they should be very careful not to dig grave for their children. Let the children pass through. If you want to break through, you have to pass through. There is no way you can break through without passing through. So you don't need to rush your students, your children. They say this thing, they say haste leads to waste. So if you are in a hurry, you are in a rush, then you just crash. So it is important for them to slow down and ensure that student follow the process. The student follow the process. They should not run after results. They should run after the process. The preacher once said, follow the process, do not follow results. So it is for them, it's anything. It's so important. It's so deep. Allow these children to pass through life, to learn, to unlearn, and to relearn. Life is full of that. So it's so important for them. Like somebody said, we learned this in biology. And they said our body produces cells every day. So that the production of new cells is tantamount to life. Newness is life. Failure to produce cells will lead to decay. So life is characterized by a constant renewing. So allowing our children to pass through process, the renewal process, all those things, we enable them, we make them to be great in life. So we should not rush our children to do things, otherwise they will crash. That's all important for them.
Don't let us run away from the process. Process will definitely lead to success.
Yes.
For our viewers, thank you for your attention. And we appreciate you joining us in today's podcast. Your closing remarks for our viewers.
All right, very quickly, I will say to the viewers that they should not stay in one place. Learning new things is so important to update yourself. The day you stop learning, you start dying. So learning is a continuous process. Update yourself, move with the trends, so that you will not be lost in the crowd. So it is for you, it's important for us to move ahead. So what is trending in the society, you should update yourself along that line. If you are a teacher, update yourself in teaching skills. What other things can I use? What other teaching aids can I use to enhance my work? So learning is important. Updating oneself, we cannot rule it out for us to excel. Like I said the other time, our life is characterized by newness. Learning new things, updating oneself is so important.
So life.
Because in life, you learn. Like I said, you relearn and you unlearn. There are things that you have known before. Say, so this thing is rubbish and garbage. So I need to unlearn it and learn another thing. So the need for us to update ourselves cannot be overemphasized. So
thank you so much. The need to learn, relearn, and unlearn cannot be overflowed. Thank you so much for honoring our invitation, Dr. Samson Olaniyi, for being our guest after this podcast. We hope if we call you next time, you oblige us. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
To our viewers, please remember not to leave without liking it, sharing it, and subscribing to the channel. Till we meet again in our next episode, it is not over until you say it is. Thank you, and God bless.